Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your sweaty, knackered service. Now, come on now. You know, if you've been watching the last few videos, you know damn well that I've had a bit of a quest going on. A bit of a fucking frantic, mad quest. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Look, a bit of a, whoa, panoramic sort of view around what has now been a very emptied room. This is the library. There's actually two libraries here, and this is the one where I was trying to find all my Alien merchandise from, back when the film came out. And it's taken me 2, 3, I think 3, possibly even 4 days to find the stuff I wanted to find. And it's really, really pissed me off to no end. You wouldn't believe the fucking rants and rage that I've gone through in the last few days. I've disguised it well on my videos, I know, but I've been really seething. And what I could do right now, I mean, Mrs. Kilt-Man did not want me to show you any sort of footage from around the rest of the house because it's such a fucking tip. But speaking of tip, this is the tip of the iceberg. I have absolutely ransacked this room. This room was piled high with stuff. Look up there. Camouflage netting. We have sort of railway sleepers on the wall there which have been redressed. There's thousands and thousands of books there. There's thousands and thousands of videos and DVDs and Blu-rays and fucking all sorts of box sets and everything. There's an empty glass which had whiskey in it. But that's just fueled me because look, there's masks in here. There's all sorts of things in here. There's a fucking life-size tiger over there. Look at this bastard here. Well, there's the fucking tiger's bumhole. Look at that. There's all pirate ships. There's top hats. There's Orakai. There's Indian fucking medicine wheels. There's fucking everything. There's my green beret up there. And my days in the Marines. There's a severed hand. By the way, what you're seeing now is absolutely nothing compared to what this room was. This room was piled absolutely up to the rafters. In here, that's Mrs. Kilt-Man doing some shredding because the amount of crap that I've found and gone, right, that's going. I'm having none of it anymore, none of it. And do you know what? Most of that stuff was Star Wars related. I have discovered throughout the last few days of this frantic wild search that I now absolutely despise Star Wars more than anything else on the planet. Or any planet, in any galaxy. A long time ago, far, fuck it, whatever. I hate Star Wars. I am now absolutely pissed off with it. Because the amount of stuff that I had when I was a kid, when I liked Star Wars, then stuff when my lad who's now 19, he loved Star Wars. My daughter didn't really like Star Wars, but my son got a sort of, once she was younger, he tried to ram Star Wars down her throat and she was having none of it, but we got loads more fucking merchandise, books, comics, fucking you name it. And I found tons of it in here. Well, it's all been binned. I know there's plenty of you out there who are Star Wars devotees. I've got many mates who were probably once very close mates of mine. But no, the time has come. The last few years I've despised Star Wars. The prequels ruined it anyway. Force Awakens I thought was reasonable, but it was just a retread. And then everything afterwards, fuck the Force. Actually, I'm saying that. I've got Luke's lightsaber from Empire Strikes Back, the blue one over there. The Force Effects, Master Replicas one. And that is awesome. I'm not going to bin that. By the way, I can't get to it, so I can't even show you that right now. Oh, can I? Hold on. Peruse the shelves while I'm gone. Oh, you bastard. Oh, shit. Oh, god damn it. Yep. Gotta be careful waving this around when you're wearing nothing but a kilt. but a kilt. I am wearing a kilt. I'm not doing this search nude. By the way, that is awesome. I do love this. We've got bright sunlight streaming through here, and I've also got like a light bulb on as well, so it's kind of like the effect is being lost, but Star Wars is awesome, isn't it? No, it fucking isn't. No, it isn't. Not anymore. So yeah, there's just there's at least 80 masks in here now. I did shift a whole load out, so there's up there. There's another 80. There's another 80 which I moved yesterday, which are just that way on the next landing, and then in the attic, the big attic, there's another 80 odd up there. I got fucking hundreds of masks, and these things are just, they really are, you know. It's a ton of latex. It's an immense fire hazard, but you know, here's what it is. So hang on, let's have a little while we're in here, because I'm not going to show you. The whole point of all this was to find all that alien merchandise, and finally, in the last, just before I started recording this, I found them, which is why I'm recording it. But in another video, I'm going to show you them. I'll do a video directly after this with all that stuff. So yeah. Let's go along some of the shelves. There's some Stephen King. Dinar Kuntz, don't forget, who wrote that book back in like 1982, which kind of foretold COVID-19. Yeah. Ramsey Campbell, my mate Ramsey, who lives. He's the Grand Master of Horror of the Wild. He's had that award several times. He's also busy mates with Stephen King. I've known Ramsey since I was about 13, 14 years old. And he lives, if you can look out that window there, he lives down the road that way. Seriously, he does. He does. Film tie-ins, Escape from New York. That's a vintage book, that. Vintage Escape from New York. Alan Dean Foster's original novelization of The Thing, which has lots of scenes which are not in the movie because he's working on the original script. Lord of the Rings box sets up there, fucking owls over there. That terrified the shit out of me when I was a kid. Richard Lehman's The Cellar, awesome. Pratchett, Bernard Cornwell, James Herbert. I beat James Herbert in a writing literary competition. Yes, I did. More Bernard Cornwell. A lot of books on writing over there. Bill Bryson up there. Ultimate Werewolf. I'm just picking things out at random here. The original Amityville Horror by Jay Anson, yeah, which has all proved to be a load of shite. Outland, the original novelization of Outland, written by who? Yes, you guessed it, Alan Dean Foster. He was a busy boy. David Bowie. A load of shit. I don't know. A clanger. Remember the clangers? Lovecraft. There's absolutely, well, you can't see much here. There's tons and tons of military history books. Tons and tons of special forces stuff. Some of which were written by people that I know. Aliens. The Aliens novelization. Written by Alan Dean Foster. The original Dawn of the Dead novelization. Look at that. Isn't that great? And that book's written by George Romero and Susanna Sparrow, who was a script editor on the movies. And I love these little, tags. Now a gut-chilling, blood-spilling movie sensation. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Fucking great, that. Fucking great. Only got one hand, can't put it back in. Oh, damn it. Underneath, on that lower shelf there, are absolutely hundreds of art of books and making of books and movies. Hundreds of them. It's ridiculous. As I say, there's a whole lot of stuff. There was stuff piled up like that, which has all been moved out. Books, magazines, Dark Side, Shivers, Starlog, Cinema Fantastique, Hammer House of Horror, Hammer Halls of Horror, loads of stuff, loads of the comic books as well. Movies over here, some fucking top hats and fucking shit. That's Jack from American Werewolf in London. Movie. An Orakai, Blade Runner, the every fucking version of Blade Runner going in a big briefcase with a spinner. I mean, this is the tip of the iceberg because most of the movies are actually upstairs, and a hell of a lot are downstairs. You know, they're in every fucking room, like you can imagine. Well, you're gonna have to because Mrs. Kilt-Man will not allow me to do a tour of the rest of the house. Plus, I think my battery will run out as well. Now, down there on the floor is all the things I found, so I'm not going to show you that just yet, but I'm fucking made up. Finally, I got that stuff. Here's some good vintage things. Look at this. Saturn 3 by Steve Gallagher. Now, that I love that movie. It's a turkey in most critics' minds. I don't think so. Great Elmer Bernstein score. A fantastic monster in Hector, the big demigod series robot. Oh my god, Farrah Fawcett, Nudies, Kirk Douglas, who's bonking the arse off her. As if. But hey, you know, if you're the only two on the planet, you may as well bump uglies. Because what else are you going to do? Fantastic stuff. What else? I mean, I'm finding things which I've not seen for a long time. Here's a book by Mark Morris. Mark Morris wrote this book called Toady. He got a business grant, to write that book. And I was, at the time, I was a lot younger. I was, 17, something like that, 16, 17. And I thought, oh, I'll get a grant as well. Did I bollocks get a grant? No, I had to do it the fucking hard way. My books might be here, actually, thinking about it. Just hold on a second. There's a whole slew of Jack the Ripper books here as well, because I'm always fascinated by Jack the Ripper. Oh, isn't that just typical? Oh, God, my books are in here somewhere. But where? It's Mrs. Kilt-Man. Hey, Mrs. Kilt-Man, say hello.
What are you looking for?
My books.
Oh, they're out here with my books.
My books are out there with her books. Is she trying to say that she's written books as well? She actually has. See, we're nothing if not creative. You see, look, there's more shelves out there. There's a whole other floor up there. There's there's all rooms down here.
Where's your book?
Oh God! Well, there's the abortive volume 1.
Yeah, there's volume 2.
And here's the fantastic volume 2. Look at that. Now that book, that's awesome. I'll read you the backs of these things. Twisted Tales. I wrote this blurb, by the way. 7 tales to quicken the pulse and fire the imagination. From the carnage of ancient Rome to the haunting waters of the River Mersey, the dark twists of fate play out their wicked hands with cruel delight. Be careful, nothing is as it seems. 7 twisted tales, lucky 7. Do you feel lucky? And it's great. So, in volume 2, it was 13 tales. 13 twisted tales. 13... ... Unlucky for some. 13 more tales of madness, mayhem and murder from award-winning author Chris McAneny. Let him guide you into a deep, dark place on the furthest fringe of the imagination. But be warned, here there be demons. So roll the dice, take your chance and say your prayers. Not all get out of here alive. Fucking hell, I want to read that myself. It's just fucking awesome. And there you go. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of blurby blurbs. And they're great books. If you can ever track them down, because I made about $4,000 out of that. That little rather pathetic, shady deal, which should have garnered me a lot more, but didn't. But you know, they're not published anymore. If anyone is publishing them, well, fuck you, because you owe me money. You owe me lots of money. And but yeah, you know, if you can find one, please do. One day I might sit and read them out to you. Or then again, I might not. So yeah, folks, that's this room. There's another library is there that way, and I can't be arsed going in. I'm not going to, because I can't even walk out of this. I did describe to you how awkward it was to walk around here because of all the shit piled up everywhere you go. Mrs. Kilt-Man will claim that she's not a hoarder. Who's that fucking clanger there? Yeah? Oh, Zodiac, Thomas the Tank Engines, they're not Mrs. Kilt-Man's. They're my sons. And upstairs, there's a whole fucking tons and tons of Thomas the Tank Engine track, trains, carriages, wagons, fucking cities, all sorts of stuff. And then you've got all the pirate ships. There's one down here still. Look, there. Underneath this tiger's arse, there's a great big fucking, pirate ship. But there's many, many more upstairs. Lego ones, and the rival of Lego, which was called, was it Mega Blocks? Mega Blocks, I think it was. And they were fucking great. I remember I spent a bloody fortune buying stuff for Luke. And, putting them together. Oh, it was great. And they were so intricate, and there were so many pieces. Well, having said that, and listen to me in awe and reverence of it, I held literally two of them, which all the masts had come down, figures were all over the fucking floor here, and I've held them. I've just fucking lashed them because I can't be arsed anymore. And I cut my knees open as well because, listen to me going on. Mrs. Kilt-Man has a shrine. Her favourite group of all time is the band Squeeze. Her favourite fella of all time is their frontman, Glenn Tilbrook, who's one of the best guitarists in the world, one of the best songwriters in the world, one of the best singers in the world. We've seen him a million times. We normally see him about 3 or 4 times a year when he's performing. We've even been to his local pub. His local pub, by the way, is down in... Janet, what's Glenn Tilbrook's area? Where he lives?
Oh, in southeast London.
Yes, but what's the name of the place?
Oh, it's like
Greenwich.
Round there.
And Woolwich, yeah?
Woolwich.
Yeah. Greenwich and Woolwich. And there's a pub there called the Pelton Arms. The Pelton Arms is his local boozer. The Pelton Arms is also where the guys that wrote the hit TV show, the perennial award winner, everyone's favourite, Only Fools and Horses. And the pub in the show Only Fools and Horses was known as the Nag's Head. The Pelton Arms is known as the Nag's Head because the two guys who wrote that show sat in there and wrote every episode in that pub. And they based a lot of characters on people that they knew and saw in that boozer. So when you go there, it's called the Pelton Arms, but underneath that it's got written the Nag's Head. Now that's Glenn Tilbrook's local boozer. Every Wednesday night he goes in there with all his family and whatever band he's in at the moment. I mean, he's in Squeeze at the moment. Squeeze are back together. Or at least they were. They've split up a few times. And he's had other bands going at the same sort of time. And then his solo career as well. But every time you go in there, on a Wednesday night, he will be there with all his family, all his kids, grandkids, everyone, all of the band members that he's with at the moment. And he does, he's a DJ. But he's not one of your normal sort of he's going to do lots of talking and he's going to announce stuff and, all this headphones on and all this kind of fucking bullshit. No. He just stands off in the corner and he plays all weird, rare B-sides, all stuff that no one knows. And it's brilliant. And we've been there a few times and we've met him and spoke to him. And, well the missus has snogged him a few times and I've had to fucking put up with that. I wouldn't mind. He's got a face like a bag of elbows. Says the Adonis here, But, I've had to put up with that. But hey, some of us get away with murder as well. Tit for tat, some would say. But, where was I going with that? Yeah, down there, well, you can just about make it out under Medusa, the Gorgon's head. You can see a Squeeze ticket there. Well, there is a shrine. There's hundreds of tickets and pamphlets and signed bits and bobs and memorabilia, which Mrs. Kilt-Man has amassed into a big glass frame. Sadly, and now you can't blame me for this. I know I've been ransacking this room, but I know a long time ago when that rather stupidly got shunted in here and really should have been on the wall. But I had too many posters on the go at the time, so there was no room for it. And anyway, the glass broke. Of course, dickhead here forgot about that. So I'm scrapping around and I fucking cut my knees open on broken glass. So there you go. Maybe I shouldn't have worn a kilt. I should have worn a fucking hazmat suit. But or knee pads at the very least. What else can I show you? Oh, I think I just saw it then. The Mad Max 2 jacket is here. Now, this is ridiculous. I really should have put this. Can you see this here? See that? That is the shoulder pad that Mel Gibson wore in Mad Max 2. Yeah, and that is not the jacket he wore, but this is a jacket I got, and I managed to get that put on. And there's the pad underneath. Yeah, I really should get that sorted out. The strap underneath, which has come loose in the because he has one sleeve's cut off, isn't it? And it's held up, and he has a little red rag, and the little red rag is what he uses to mop up any gasoline which leaks out of any car wrecks. And I didn't have the original one, but I had, a red rag as well, which has sadly come off, and it's probably underneath this fucking quagmire here of absolute shite. Shite, but great stuff at the same time. And we didn't even get onto the movies, did we? Anyway, folks, right, in the next video, you're going to see what's going to be the beginning of my Alien series of reviews. But the first one's going to be this nostalgic trip down Alien memory lane, just to show you some of the paraphernalia and some of the rare stuff which came out at the time. So, folks, in the meantime, and the in-between time, coming to you from this rather dusty, cobwebbed, and yet so fantastic room. You know what? If I ever get this room sorted out, and it is me fucking, pie in the sky bullshit armor again, there's a rocking chair under there, right? And you've got this up here, right? And there's all leaves and twigs. Now, the idea when we first got this room sorted out, before all this shit got in here, you'd sit in your rocking chair. There's actually tree stumps. There's several big, thick tree stumps in here. You cannot see them. They are dotted there, and over there, which we got from the cemetery. Yes. And it took a long time for them to dry out. But the idea was, you came and sat in here, and the two sides were full of books. Now one side's full of movies. And you'd sit in your rocking chair, and you'd read your book. And the idea was you're meant to be in some kind of enchanted glen. And as you were reading, little leaves would flutter down from this, beside you. Over there, that lampstand there is actually, it's got leaves and sort of tree. It's meant to be a tree. And that was the whole idea. And it was great. It was great. And then, too much stuff arrived. Anyway, guys, I'm going to put you there. It does look cool in here, doesn't it? It does look good. It's very dusty in here. So, in the meantime, and the in-between time, you guys take it easy, be happy, be healthy, be safe. And I'm going to see you all. Literature, a world of the imagination surrounds me. I've stepped into the imagination. Can I find my way out again without tripping up and breaking my knees open on the broken glass all over the fucking floor?